Welcome back to Psychology of Humans. Ramana Maharshi did not build a system. He did not write volumes of philosophy. He did not create a complex doctrine. He asked one question: who am I? He insisted that if this question is followed honestly, not intellectually, but experientially, it dissolves psychological suffering at its root. A radical psychological event. At the age of 16, Ramana experienced an intense fear of death. Instead of running from it, he turned toward it. He lay down and imagined his body dying. He asked, "This body dies, but what is aware of that?" He realized something profound. The body could be still, breath could slow, thought could stop, but awareness remained. From that moment, he understood himself not as body or thought, but as awareness itself. This became the foundation of his teaching. Ramana observed that the sense of I is usually attached to body, personality, history, roles, achievements, memories. But he asked, before all those descriptions, who are you? If you say, I am a teacher, that is a role. I am anxious, that is a state. I am my past, that is memory. But the one aware of all those, what is that? Ramana called the ego the I thought. It is the first thought that arises. I am this, and all other thoughts attached to it. Ramana did not recommend belief, he recommended investigation. Whenever a thought arises, ask, to whom does this thought appear? The answer is, to me. Then ask, who is this me? Do not answer intellectually. Trace attention back to the sense of I. When attention rests there, thoughts weaken. This is not suppression, it is withdrawal of identification. Ramana believed suffering arises because we identify with thoughts. If a thought says, I am failing, and you believe it fully, emotion follows. If a thought says, I am not enough, and you merge with it, distress intensifies. But if you ask, who is aware of this thought, distance appears. The thought becomes an object, not identity. Modern psychology calls this cognitive diffusion. Ramana went further, not just separating from thought, but investigating the one who claims ownership. Ramana often answered questions with silence. Why? Because the question who am I is not meant to produce a verbal answer. It is meant to collapse the mind's search for identity in objects. The self is not a concept, a belief, a role, a memory. It is awareness itself. When the mind stops searching outward, attention returns to its source. This creates stillness. Ramana also questioned the sense of personal doorship. Thoughts appear, emotions arise, breathing happens, the heart beats. Where is the separate controller? This does not remove responsibility, it softens ego tension. The more rigid the ego, the more fragile the mind. Fear often revolves around identity. What if I fail? What if I lose status? What if I am judged? Ramana would ask, who is afraid? Trace the fear back. It dissolves into sensation and thought. The self defending itself becomes harder to locate. When identity softens, fear softens. Ramana's teaching parallels mindfulness, metacognitive awareness, non-dual therapy, ego transcendence research, identity flexibility studies. Modern neuroscience shows that loosening identification with narrative self reduces anxiety and rumination. Ramana described this long before brain scans existed. The central psychological insight is simple: you are not your story. You are not your thought. You are not your role. You are the awareness in which these appear. When awareness is recognized, mental turbulence loses intensity. Self-inquiry is not abstract. When anxiety arises, ask, who is anxious? When anger arises, who is angry? When pride arises, who is proud? Follow the sense of I inward, not to find an object, but to find silence. Ramana Maharshi teaches that psychological freedom does not come from fixing the self. It comes from questioning it. The ego survives on unquestioned identity. When examined deeply, it dissolves. What remains is awareness, steady, silent, unchanged. And in that recognition, suffering weakens. Thanks for watching Psychology of Humans.